guys, how are you doing? It's Amanda Willis with Grit Mercantile, and I'm just here to hang out with you guys. I'm going to do a little bit of leather work because I realized there's a wallet that I'm in the process of making, and this is Barge cement. If you're not familiar with it, it's contact cement. It's actually the same that they use for like shoes, and it's the one that we use. Sometimes we do use double-sided tape, but very rarely. Mostly it's this, and if you've bought a leather good from us, it's likely that I've glued it because I'm kind of our designated gluer. And hello, Holland Leather. Hi, Angie. How are you doing? Do you use Barge too, or do you use another? But it's very strong adhesive, and so at the very beginning, if you saw me, I have these on hand specifically to, no matter how much I like clean the top of it, sometimes it still like seals completely, which honestly I'm happier that it seals than it not sealing, because it will dry out. I'm going to grab a couple things. Let's see. She says, no, I use Rainier. Yeah, and double-sided tape. Yeah, we have Rainier too. It's good. Just as our preferred. We've tried several others. So you can see up here. This is some of our organizations. So these are cord keepers. You may see them on our website. It's cord organizers. They have a bunch of different colors. This is that light blue. This is all Wicked and Craig bridal leather. And hello, Ian Varner. How are you? So these come in sets. These ones that we sell directly are sets of 3, but if you go to the Merc Boutique in Pflugerville, they're in sets of 4. So, I just realized I have the wrong lid on this one. The lid says cord keepers, but it's not. These are air tag holders. There goes one. There's a whole bunch of them. There's that in the blue. And so that's actually glued and hand saddle stitched. And there's the one that I dropped. But the whole reason I'm getting this down is to get to my wallet parts box. Wallet parts. Okay. So, I'm going to work on this Woodrow wallet today. It is our vertical bifold wallet. It's one of our earlier designs, and it's been a really popular one throughout the years. As you can see, it has 2 card pockets here, but this design, it also has 2 hidden pockets. And so I have hand saddle stitched this line here, also hand saddle stitched here, and so this one is ready to be glued onto its backing. And this one, okay, I'm gonna wait. Let's see. Okay, so I had planned on doing this beautiful olive harness leather. See, it's a little shiny on the outside, but I do have a medium brown. See, this is more of a matte. So, hi Stacey Brindle, it's nice to see you. So what do you guys think? Okay, I'm gonna let you decide. Do we do with all one color? Oh wait, nope, sorry. Wrong size. I was like, I'm lining it up. I'm like, wait, I was going to let y'all decide, but I feel like I did have an exterior piece. Where did it go? Okay. It might be in another box. I had this grand plan, or it could be over there. It is. Sorry, hold on. Let me grab it. I thought I did have the medium brown, but it is going to be, this is the olive harness. So it will be this olive harness, so it'll be this, and it'll be cool little back. There you go. 2-tone could be sharp, yes. I like a two-tone wallet. So these ones, I was thinking they were big enough, but these are probably for tabs. But that's why it's called wallet parts box. So here is our main work surface here. And it's a table that we built several years ago. I need to go back, and I've been thinking about reposting some videos and pictures of the studio over the years. And so probably we'll be doing that and a studio tour soon. But we just bought these self-healing mats and actually used the 3N double-sided tape and put these down, and I think maybe some glue dots too. And it's held up really well. And it's so great to have like a surface where you can measure and cut and glue. But that said, since we do use it for leatherwork, I tend to like to cover it with paper. So I have a big roll of just your standard construction paper, and I'm going to put that on here so that if I go off the edges with my glue, it's not going to make that much of a mess. And let's have a knife handy. Makes it nice and fast. When I'm doing straps, this is why I love having this roll, is I can do like the entire length of the table, depending on how much space I need. So, there we go. It goes back to its home under the laser. And then a little tip that I recently figured out, it took me a while, because if you're gluing a whole bunch, like if I'm doing a bunch of bags or a bunch of wallets, especially a bunch of straps, glue is going to build up on the paper. And so what I tend to do is I'll actually tape it down so that about half of it hangs off the table. And then when I'm in need of a clean surface, then I will just fold it. And so, handy blue painter's tape. Hello, Fatty and Leather. How are you doing this week? I am doing well. We had our group Artisan Advancement Collective had a Zoom call last night, and it was really cool because I personally love meeting in person, but that doesn't always work for people, and that's okay. But one of the really cool things is that it allowed meeting on Zoom. It allowed us to meet no matter where we were located. And so we had some people in the area, some in Southeast Austin. We had somebody from Canada that joined us. So I think we're going to probably continue with doing Zooms, but we'll also have some meetups in person as well, which we were discussing. But Artisan Advancement Collective is a group that I started with a fellow artisan in the area, and we only just started in October, and it's been really good. It's been something I have been thinking about for a while. Okay, I'm going to reach behind the camera. Handy, this is my favorite little spatula. I have other spatulas for gluing. This is just your standard Tandy leather. I have other ones that I like for certain applications. This one is Japanese. It's nice, the blue. I originally bought the white, which is good, but it's not as flexible, and I like the blue. The thing that I wish was different about this is I wish that it wasn't as wide, because it doesn't, I tend to grab out of our glue jar and it doesn't fit into the glue jar. If it did, it probably would be my favorite. This one is perfect for especially along the edge of our leather wallets. And I want to show you guys. So glue builds up on this. I'm going to take my ring and watch off, put them in my pocket so I don't lose them, because things can get lost in the studio. And so let me bring this down so you guys can see a little bit better. So hang in there. You're gonna so glue can build up on it, and a lot of times we'll sorry, hold on guys, I'm gonna try. Okay. I use silicone paint brushes. Yes. That's a good tip. Silicone can be really good. Sometimes we use paint brushes. Sometimes we use like these. And one thing that I don't like is they are cheap, which is fine. But the bristles can tend to fall out. Also, a trick that we do use when we're using these is we'll use blue painter's tape and tape like 3 of them together, especially if I'm doing a strap and it's this wide, and it makes the gluing process so much better. Let's see, what else do I need to grab? Okay, so sometimes the glue will build up on your spatula, and actually there's some that's dried on right there, and then that makes it so it's not a smooth surface. So you can scrape it on the paper, which works okay. Okay, it's getting dark in here, so I might open the window. Hold on. Oh, let there be light. Okay, hopefully that's better. But if you have one of these gum erasers, you can see this one has been used a lot. This has been the best thing for getting glue off of these surfaces. So I just like put it down on the table and then just push and pull push down and pull and look, just a little bit like there. Look how much cleaner it is already. So I highly recommend that. When I figured that out, I was like, oh, this is great. Just so you know, Shop Dog Enzo will bark soon. Yes. He is our watchdog. I'm surprised he hasn't come over to say hello to you guys yet. But he must have been very comfortable. So again, that's just a little bit. So I just have a little bit of glue left, but look at that nice surface. So a lot of times I'll do this before I start gluing to just make sure my surface of my spatula is nice and clean and a smooth surface. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to bring you guys a little closer. And we have, let me try to, you're on a tripod and it has a really good, there we go, really good stand that does not want to move. There we go. There we go. All right. Can you guys see okay? All right. There we go. Okay. So, you guys who are joining me right now, and Fabulous Fisher Bags joined too. Hello. You guys that are on with me live right now are all leather workers, so you know all this stuff. But for those who may be watching this later, contact cement like this, you have to glue both sides. So it's also funny, this glue over time you can kind of tell whether it needs more thinner or not, because it kind of ends up looking like snot, and I always say if it looks like a sinus infection, it's probably time to get more glue. And this is actually kind of getting close to sinus infection right here. I'm listening while I drive home from the day job. Awesome. Very good. Okay, so I'm just doing a little bit of glue right here on the outside. With our wallets, we used to absolutely hand cut them and hand punch the holes, but as we've increased production, that's been one change that we've made, is starting to cut the leather out on our laser, which also led to our digital patterns that we have for sale, that we make sure that we have files in there that work with lasers, as well as just printing them. So we have PDF, SVG, and DXF. And so you can do the, if you're going to cut them out, there's files with holes. So they would do holes like on here, or without holes if you're going to use your own chisels. And then we also sell acrylic templates for that, so that makes it really nice and easy if you're gonna do, especially if you're gonna cut it by hand, and then also do your holes. So do you guys, if you hand saddle stitch, do you have favorite chisels, pricking irons that you use? If you do, pop that in. Let's see, Fat Hand Leather says at hardware stores they sell a rubber block. Your cleaning sandpaper works really good to remove glue or tape residue as well. Yes, so I'll be right back because I'm going to show you. We actually have, so I think that this one probably came from this. So this is basically the same thing, and you can just actually cut it off. This, you can see, we actually have it typically over, actually more this side. See how it's kind of indented in? We have this over by our sander burnisher, and we use it, like if there's a lot of buildup on our sander, to just clean that off real quick, which is nice. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so Ian says BG 3.85 millimeter French is my favorite. So that's awesome. So we, when we do use stitching chisels, our favorites have been the Crimson Hides. And we like the Japanese point style. So just while I'm talking, I'm trying to make sure that I did actually glue each side. We like that nice little slant that it gives, but I do have a set of French pricking irons that I would say, honestly, I feel like, I know we use 385 as well. It depends on the project though. So now that I have that glued, I'm going to glue the inside. So here's the outside of our leather, inside. Going to glue this and let that sit. I bought them after taking a class with Noah Greenspan from Noah Lim Accessories at the Heart of Texas Leather Show. And I was making a snake leather clutch. And I broke one of them. Yeah, I broke a tine. I don't know. It's kind of like, okay, I had like, I think the like 5-pronged one, and then I had a 2, and then it being a 2, I think it's just a little weaker. I know they said that that tends to happen. I bought it at Maker's Leather Supply. I brought it in, and they were like, yes, you can just get another one. That when that happens, they just send them back to the manufacturer. So, yeah, I love Maker's Leather Supply. If you're not familiar with them, they're in Waco, Texas, and they are a great place for just community supplies, leather, classes, all that good stuff. Okay, I think I'm back to the start. Filming and leatherworking at the same time, I'm like paying attention to two different things, and we'll see how this turns out. But the reason I'm gluing this today is I'm going to be out at a local coffee shop later, so I can just do that. And usually I do that on my paper to get most of the glue off, and then I'll take it onto this eraser and get the rest of it off. But I'm going to be at a local coffee shop, and I figured I could hand saddle stitch while I'm there and actually get some work done. So Fat Hand Leather uses the Tandy Diamond punches mostly. Very good. Awesome. Makers is awesome. Erin and Janie Sue are great people. Yes, they are. And so's Doc and Martha. There's so many. Sherman, Merritt, Richard. They also have a new guy. I want to say his name is Liam, but I might be wrong on that. And I think that we visited like his first or second day. We've been around Makers for a really long time, and so we kind of go in there like we know, we just belong there. And I think it kind of weirded him out, which was funny. And it was like, and then Doc showed up and he's like, "No, you're good. These people know what they're doing. Just let them go." But yeah, it's definitely one of those stores that's like, it's like we get mistaken for working there because we'll direct people around and sell them things. Okay, so this is almost dry. Now, if I just did a really thin layer of, and then I'm just going to take some of our bigger needles. So these are John James needles, is what we love. These are thicker ones, and I can't remember off the top of my head what size they are. But these ones we don't like stitch with as much as used to line up our panels. Same here, lol. That's funny. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, Tandy, that happens. Where else for me? For me personally, Hobby Lobby, back in the day, Joann's, and Michael's, any of those like craft supply, leather supply stores. I'm like, yeah, here's your go. You go over here and welcome. Yeah, so let's see. I'm just testing to see. It's still a little bit wet here. A little bit tacky, so I'm going to let that dry a little bit. If you are making our Woodrow wallet like this, when you're done stitching these and we call it a T-pocket right here, which is that stitch line right here, when you're gluing the outside panel on, you glue all around the edge here, but you do not glue here or here, because those are going to be inside pockets and you don't want that. Glued to it. And then for the outside panel piece, you can kind of see in the light my glue line. So it's just up. It's, to be honest, doing this on camera, it's not as perfect as I usually do it. It's a little bit further in than I usually do, but I try to avoid the holes because the glue will just gum up those. So I feel like this is about ready to go. Let's all the time still at Tandy's. So Ian used to work at the Tandy in Round Rock, and that's how we met him. And so yeah, I'm sure that that's the case, especially for you if like somebody recognizes you in the store. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, where is this? Where can I find this?" we had a family come and visit us yesterday in our studio, which was really cool. They wanted some, okay, and before I put these down, I'm going to decide which side I want to be the front. Let's see. This being harness leather, it will scratch and patina. It'll look beautiful, but it will age. So I'm just trying from the very beginning to try to see, okay, which side would I want? I think this one I want to be the back. There's a tiny, I think you can kind of see it right there, which is fine. It's going to be fine, but I'm like, just to start, let's make that on the back. Okay, so Fat Hand Leather is, I am in Twin Falls, Idaho, and I was in Vickers the other day telling a guy about Ritza tiger thread. Very good. Yeah, that's what we use for our 2 pockets, by the way, because if you've used Ritza, you know that it is a very flat thread, and so it. Oh, Enzo, Shavdaga Enzo has things to say. Or maybe he'll come over here. Enzo, come here. You want to come out? You want to say hi? Okay. Come here. He has, say hello. Hello. You say hi to the camera? There must be somebody outside. He is on alert. But the Ritza tiger thread, yeah, we like to use that for the interior because then we will use, this is a little tacky, because then we'll hammer it down and then it's nice and smooth and doesn't make the leather. Okay, so I'm inserting my needles in the in the corners here to line up. So my we just gotta clean the table, which I will do in a moment. But first we're gonna do this. Yeah, so I was going to tell you guys that yesterday we did have a family come and they wanted some custom journals, and that was really cool because if you're a leather worker, you know there's certain types of leathers that work for certain projects, and oh, cute puppy, thank you. There, that doesn't always, like, consumers don't always know that. Like, they think maybe they see like bright colors of leather on things, and so I'm just lining these up, trying to get them as nice as I can, because the better I line these up here and now, the easier it'll be stitched, but also the less work I'll have to do for sanding and edging. But that's where my needles come in handy. Because I can also see as I stick them through if they're tending to turn in any way. But this is looking good so far. So, but yeah, they wanted some like super bright colors, but then I was saying, you know, for those super bright colors, that's going to be more of your chrome tan leather. And for us, what we have on hand, that's not going to be the thickness that you would want for something like a journal to protect the journal. So, thankfully they were understanding, and the bunch came over and we went through our leather, and they got to choose which leather they wanted, and so I'm excited about this project, and that's why Mr. Willis wants me to clean the workbench, so that while I'm at a coffee shop hand saddle stitching this wallet, he can get started on those journals. Okay. So this is looking really good so far. nice edge there. We have our layers of leather here. Okay, so so you are Fat Hand Leather. You are in Idaho. What is the weather like there now? It's already like nice and warm here. Yesterday I did some yard work and on Monday too, because I was like, okay, yeah, winter's done here in Central Texas. Let's see. Okay. We have almost around here. So I'm just feeling along the edge as I'm putting this together. Feeling if it's level or not. So there is your first view of the Woodrow wallet with this is beautiful Wicked and Craig olive harness, which is like my favorite harness leather color. Well, okay, second favorite. My very favorite is buck brown, but this is definitely a close second. And then it has the Wicked and Craig bridle and medium brown on the inside. And like I said, it's just gluing on the outside. So these little pockets, these become pockets. And just so you know, this is a little magnet. We had initially come up with this this product as like a fidget spinner type thing. But then when we realized that it's really great for needles, because I'm just like dropping them and it's got a nice magnet. It also, this I love, just attached to your metal glue can. So we're thinking about offering those. Well, I'm thinking about offering them. So if you're interested in them, let me know, because I have to convince my partner, my partner in crime, Garrett. All right, here we go. I'm gonna grab my hammer and then, all right. So I have our nice little cobbler's hammer, and I'm just going to, I have to be careful. You don't want to go like flat when you're doing this. You kind of want to do it at an angle towards the outside so that it doesn't burst. But just found that a little bit of that, I have a roller as well I use on certain things, but just a little of that will help the cement to really seal. All right, this baby is ready for me to stitch later. So thank you guys for hanging out today, and I hope you guys have a great week. Again, we're Grit Mercantile. We're in Central Texas, just north of Austin. Handcrafted leather goods, digital patterns, acrylic templates, hats. So yes, gritmercantile.com, and yeah, reach out to us if you need anything. All right, see you guys soon.